Hello everyone. So in this part of the agent development kit tutorial, I'll be walking you through an amazing code lab from Google ADK where we'll build a sports shop AI agent uh, with ADK, MCP toolbox and LOIDB. So we'll deploy an instance of LOIDB. So basically our MCP server will communicate with the LOIDB, and as a front end we'll be using a React application, and the back end will also be deployed on the cloud. So the application will look something like this. As you can see that this is the front end, Fin front end. I'll just sign out and I'll show how I will sign in using the Google account, and how I'll initiate the conversation. As you can see, built on LOIDB. So with a synthetic data set, so I have this instance running right over here on the Alloy DB, which is the store database, and it has uh, uh, information about the products and everything. Along with that, I have this backend running over here on this endpoint, and yeah, this is the local one. So yeah, this is something that I'll be creating. I'll walk you through more detail of how I can sign in to this. Yeah, as you can see, I've signed in using my Google account, and I can start chatting with this uh, agent. And there are a set of prompts that are given right over here. As you can see, I can try those. Yeah, I will try this. um as you can see, hello, I am Finn, your AI sports shopping assistant. But yeah, we will walk through this in more detail. But first, let's understand the code walkthrough and what's really happening behind the hood. Yeah, so yeah, first, as I mentioned, that you will have to enable the LOIDB public IP instance, because we are using the LOIDB to deploy our application. For me, I have already done that right over here. Yeah, as you can see that I have the instance created, and these are the set of tables, the delivery method and everything, which is already given as a part of the code lab. You just have to execute those specific um, load that data into your LOIDB. I'll just show you where it is. Uh, it, yeah, so as you can see, PLSQL, Postgre, store backup.sql. This will flush the data into your LOIDB instance. So once we complete storing the data into our database, next step is to create the OAuth client ID for our front end application that we have hosted. As you can see that this right over here has to be set up in the client ID. So we have to create the OAuth 2.0 client ID, and from here you can search for API and services, and in that page you can OAuth consent screen. Okay, you can go to OAuth platform. Okay, and then you can see from right over here. Okay, yeah, as you can see that for me it has the this client ID is already available, so you can copy this and yeah, enable the redirects as well as the sources. Next, we set up the MCP toolbox, the same setup that we previously did for the hotel agent. So I will just show you. Okay. Mm. Yeah, as you can see that this is the one. It shows the initialize store one, and the server is ready to serve, which means that it is. I tested that on my local right over here. It seemed to work fine, and we were good to deploy that. So once we have this, we deploy this MCP toolbox, and once the MCP toolbox is up and running, we just saw yeah, then we build our agent, which is a backend agent right over here. As I This is the front end. I'll just hide this for now. I'll just show you the backend. Yeah, so this is the fin agent dot py, which is this guy right over here. In my case it is yeah, so we will pass the URL of the server, which is very important, as you can see that this toolbox, so that the backend knows with whom it has to communicate. In our case, this is the toolbox right over here. So I've passed the URL so that it understands with whom it has to communicate. And just to check whether it is running fine, I have it right over here. Okay, as you can see that when we run this command after your backend has been successfully deployed, uh, just show you, yeah, as you see, pass your project number right over here, and it will give you hello I am Finn in the interface. Hello I am Finn, your this, so that you are good to go with the backend as well. So this was the agent built on the ADK. It has a similar setup. We just pass the toolbox that we have just created, and we have this Google sign in, which we see right over here initially as shown. Yeah, so it it performs a bunch of steps, like it takes the project that we are working on, the project ID, the location that we had given, and set of instructions like what it has to run, defining the prompt, then the formatting logic, uh, set of instructions. These are given as a doc string, and then we initialize the agent right over here, and then we pass the session service and the artifact service and the runner once, and then uh, it authenticates, and it is good to run. So as you can see that since it is running fine, it has given us this output right over here. Okay, at this point we have the LRDB cluster and the MCP toolbox running. So we have the backend. Now it is time to deploy the front end. So for the front end, we have this specific front end folder. In that we have public, we have source, and that we have page, and we have this home.jsx, which we see right over here, and we pass the backend URL. This is very important, that the URL that we have right over here, fin agent 6, this is the project number in my case. This specific URL is passed right over here, so that the front end knows with which backend it has to communicate. Yeah, so once we have made these changes, also remember to change the client ID that we created on right over here in the tools dot YAML file, so that it will pick up the correct one, and your project ID, which is right over here. Yeah, so we make these changes, and the front end knows from where it has to pick up. And now this is the application. Front end is communicating with this backend endpoint, because we have given this URL right over here, and the backend is communicating with the MCP toolbox right over here. In our case, it should be this one because it is deployed. Okay, so yeah, now we will perform a set of tasks, and let's see how it works. Let's go right over here. I will sign in. I will say this. I'll say shop now. Okay, let's start from the top. Let's say I'll say hello Finn. It will take that. Okay, it says how I'm in perfect care for today. I'm looking for this thing. These are, you can use any set of instructions, but I will be using this specific one. As you can see that it gave me precisely, I'm looking for running shoes for an ultra trail. It gave me the set. Here are some products. It gave me this bunch of products precisely. Let's say that I tell me more about this one. I'll say tell me more about this one right over here. I'll ask something else. Okay, it gave me details about it, its price and everything. Okay, let's perform this. Okay, I asked about that. I have added. Alright, show my shopping list. Okay, it shows that it has added that into my running cart. This specifically, this one, find stores near me. Okay, as you can see, nearby stores in the map. Please, right over here. Your order for has been placed and your order number is 6. You can see, check the status of my order. Okay, it shows that order number 6 pending, delivery method, everything, total amount. So yeah, it's working flawlessly. Our front end is communicating with the MCP server to get the data from the database. Yeah, as you can see, it gave me some of the options for available delivery methods. Update the delivery method to this, and then I will give my order number, which is 6. Okay, I've updated the delivery method to express delivery. Check the status. Okay, so I think this is it for this video. We saw the bunch of tasks which the agent was able to perform, communicating right from the top all the way till making the purchase. The purchase was successful. Also signing out, signing in with Google. So yeah, our front end which is deployed at this URL is working fine. Make sure you update the credentials in the tools.yaml file, as well as when you are communicating your front end with backend, it has the updated URL right over here. So yeah, this is it for this video. Thank you so much.